Okay, so let's take this file here and save this as, let's save this as version 2. Hang on, what just happened there? Save it as version 2. Okay, now from a production standpoint, that's a very good app to get into, guys. Basically, as you're producing things for your client here, it's just basically do different versions. This way you can go back to different versions of your web design. Version 1, version 2, version 3. Notice that as an example, I put a V in there. V stands for version. Okay, version 1, version 2, version 3. It's a good app to get into. Okay, so let's review a few things from our previous video here. Okay, I'm going to take this information here. This is the HTML CSS that I'm going to put above the wrapper. So you want to set up your CSS so it flows in the hierarchy of the content. Everything from this point goes inside of wrapper, the header tags inside of wrapper, etc., etc. So let's make a rule for navs. Let's make a rule for header. So let's double-click header. We started by creating this, but we didn't follow through. So I'm going to select the header. We're going to basically create the header tag to have a height of 50 pixels. And we want to have padding of 20 pixels. Now, for those of you that have seen my videos before, I don't want this to be 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 pixels high. Right now, 90 pixels high. I want to keep this at 50 pixels high. So what do I need to do here? I need to minus 40 pixels. So if I hit the apply option, this is now 40 pixels high. And just because I can, I'm just going to give this a background color. I'm going to give this a orange background color, and I'm going to change my type to white. Could have to get into, make a change, save the change. Okay, guys, so I just want to share with you again some production techniques before we move forward. Now, in our first video, I just want to share something with you. Double-click body. You set this to 16 pixels. Now, what I want to be able to do for a responsive design, which means I don't want to reinvent the wheel that many times, to basically use the same design for a tablet and for an iPhone. So what I'm going to do here, it defaults to 16 pixels. So in this particular case, 16 pixels equals 1em. Just want to share that concept with you. We're going to change that to 1em. And m is equal to the height of the letter M. Notice nothing visually happened on the page. Now, I'm going to select this content right now, and hit Command key 1. I'm going to make it header 1. Windows, of course, that'd be Control 1. So you can do header 1 through header 6, but do Command 1 through Command 6, Control 1 through Command 6, Control 6. So let's do a few changes here. I'm going to go to the header tag, and I'm going to increase this by 20 pixels. So how do I do that? I could simply say plus 20. Simple as pie. This is now 20 pixels high. Now, what I want to do here, I'm going to set the header tag, H1 tag, to be, first of all, I'm going to put in some propaganda here. And the tagline, I'm going to return key. Okay, we're going to change it in just a second. So I'm going to select the tag, select the H1 tag, select the tag, make a rule. Now, what I want to do here, I could make a rule specifically for header. What I want to do is be less specific and make H1 tag for the entire site. So if the body tag is 1em, we're going to make the header tag 8 times bigger. So we're going to make this 1.8ems. So if I hit the apply option, this is now 1.8ems, etc., etc. Now, let's say that's too big. Let's make that 1.6ems. Okay. Now, let's also go back to the header tag, double-click this, and let's decide to make this no height. This is just going to grow to the height of itself. So if I make the height nothing, don't confuse nothing with 0. We're going to make it no height. Therefore, it's just going to grow to the height of itself. Okay, so as much content is in here, it will grow to the height of itself. Now, similar to CS5 and CS5.5, I still have a live view. So if you click live view, that will show you what the content looks like under live view. Okay, now, important step here. We're going to double click header again, go back to the box, and from the top and the bottom, and just the top and the bottom, we're going to set this to another 10 pixels. So we're going to say plus 10 on the top, and plus 10. I just want to share with you that you do math right inside the program. Okay, make a change, save a change. Now this tag here, we want this to be a header 2 tag. So how do I do that? Command key 2. That's header 2. Now this is header 2 by default. So you'll notice it looks about the same. So we're going to select the tag. In order to affect the tag, we're going to select the tag. We're going to select the tag and make a rule specific for H2, when H2 is inside of the entire site. We're going to make this be 1.3 ems. So that's the tagline. Now I want to share with you a very powerful technique here. For search engine purposes, every div tag, every H5 tag, with the exception of the nav tag, should technically be an H1 tag. Totally your choice if you want to follow with an H2 tag. Each section for search engine purposes should start out with an H1 tag with the exception of the nav tag. So this is an H1 tag. This is an H2 tag. What I want to do is select this content and put this into a new HTML5 tag called H group tag. How do I do that? Select the content. In order to affect the content, we need to select the content. Command T, and start typing H group. It's right here, H group tag. Now, we don't have a rule for the H group tag, but we could make a rule for the H group tag. We're just going to keep that right as it is. Just keep it simple. We're not going to make a rule. Now, do you have to make a rule for every single tag? Absolutely not. But the tag has to exist. Don't confuse the tags with the rules. Over here to the right, these are rules. On the page, these are tags. HTML5 and HTML4 markup tags. Hypertext markup language. These are the rules for the tags. I just want to clarify that. So now, keep in mind, this distance between point A and point B is 960 pixels wide. Okay, so we changed the wrapper to a max width. We went down here to max width, and we changed that to 960 pixels wide. That means we have 960 pixels to work with. So nav tag, let's figure out how big nav tag is going to be. So select the tag, make a rule. In order to affect the tag, we need to select the tag, for those of you that haven't seen my videos before. So we're going to select the rule for the nav tag. Based on these choices, we're going to go to box category, and let's do some basic math understanding. The width of the entire site here is 960 pixels. So we're going to say 960 pixels minus the section tag. The section tag is going to be 650 pixels. So if you're not sure about this, write this down. Okay? So we're going to make the section tag 650 pixels. Okay? Now we're going to make the aside tag, so we're going to say minus 650 pixels, which gives us this. Then we're going to make the aside tag 200 pixels. So we're going to minus that, minus 200 pixels, which leaves us with 110 pixels. So the nav tag is going to be 110 pixels, plus the section tag 650, plus the 200 pixel wide aside tag. The last time I did my math adds up to 960. So we're going to give this 20 pixels of padding, which means I want to keep this consistently at 110 pixels. I need to do what? Minus the left and right. Left and right is 20, so minus 40. And we're going to float this to the left. So if I apply that, my section tag is now floated to the left. Now, just because we can visually, and this is just a visual thing, I'm going to give this a background color of a light gray color. Okay, make a change, save a change. We'll continue this in our next video.